Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening frequency meditation. This is my last week here on Pender Island. The summer has gone by so fast. I just jumped into the water. The Pacific is not quite as warm as the Med, where I'll be next week. Next week we'll be in Ibiza. I'll be there for a couple of months. So that's a whole different type of frequency there, but I'll explain that more next week. So here the water is much colder. And I was on my way here thinking, another couple of weeks. This is going to be such a great summer on Pender. And actually, I just realized, no, that was it. We've had the summer. I don't know about you, but the time has just gone flying by. A lot of shifts, a lot of transformations. And one thing is that during all these times, what I've noticed is this thing called permission slips. What type of permission slips we give ourselves? You might all think that's a bit woo-woo and out there, but we give ourselves permission slips all day long. Unfortunately, they're not the ones that really serve us. We give ourselves a permission slip that we have to sacrifice in order to gain. We have to work really, really hard in order to have and receive something. Permission slips about being non-worthy. Everybody else has the answer but me. Permission slips of not receiving or giving the right type of love. Not a permission slip being not just good enough, not enough in life, not enough as a person, having to validate my existence here. So those are permission slips we give ourselves all day long. But what about the people? And what is this formula, this equation, that some people give themselves amazing permission slips all day long? Permission slips, I am abundant. I can create anything I want at any time. There is nothing within me as a fractal that does not be part of the whole. So why don't we dive into this investigation a little bit in a meditation, see where do these permission slips that we all have very differently, why is it that some have certain types that are more beneficial? Why is it that some have permission slips that do not serve, that are outdated? And then just let's see what we can do with that so we can be our best possible self and live the best possible life that not only can we are expected to, with full embrace from our timeless self. And with that, let's kick back and listen to the meditation. So as always, we come into our body here right now. We just observe where we are within our body and observing the environment around us right now, us in our body, and then our outer environment. And let's just take a deep breath in. And another breath in. Breathing into a count of 4 and holding it for 4, and then through the mouth releasing to another count of 4. Doesn't matter what the count is. So when I say breathe in, just try and be disciplined with that breath. As we breathe in, we hold, and then we exhale. Noting your shoulders, both ports, your right shoulder, your left shoulder. What I'm doing now, why you might think some of these meditations I speak a lot, is because I'm preoccupying your mind as we bring in these frequencies from the core of the earth. These frequencies are in alignment, synchronicity, and precision. Bringing these in naturally aligns you in a better position in space and time. It's okay if you don't understand that. As we take a deep breath in, and again noticing your shoulders, coming to the back of the neck. And just noticing your spine in its entirety, those 33 vertebrae, just working yourself down from the top vertebrae, back of the neck, in as much detail as possible, you being in your body, the spine being in the body, you being in the spine, working yourself down these vertebrae, noticing the gaps, the spaces between the vertebrae, the texture, the color. As our spine is much more than just this apparatus that holds us up. It's our receiver and our transmitter. So as we take that breath in, helping you help yourself come into a better place. Connected to your spine, in alignment with your spine. And noticing this spine as a receptor, receiving different frequencies, rule sets. And then coming to your brain, noticing the left side of the brain, the right side of the brain, your central hub, where the two meet. And let's just stay here right now. Having everyone a bit more aligned, more open to receive whatever may come through. But for those of you who help other people, whether it's in talk therapy or energy work or whatever it is, or your family, bringing up your children, being a loving partner, is coming into that position, that central hub of the mind, which is very much connected to the spine, which is our receiver and our transmitter. And really coming into that inner physical environment, the body where the skin stops and everything inwards. Where the spine is, where you are in your body. And the top of that spine, the chakras are all part of, that crown chakra, your central hub, which from there we bring in whatever frequencies that can help us, expand us, purify us. Noting that inner non-physical environment of ours, the environment outside of our physical environment, about arm's length around us, noticing that, what we can bring into our physical form, including the spine, including the receptor from there. This is where everything is created, generated, the induction frequencies that create all of this physical form are all in that inner non-physical environment. And we just see what's there that we can bring in Another deep breath in from the core of the earth with these frequencies that fill us up. Pure frequencies that align us, bring us in harmony. Filling up our spine, bringing us in the best alignment to receive the clearest through our crown, right through our chakras, spine. And just noticing what is coming in for you. What are you receiving? And asking our timeless self, what is it that I can release so I can be more centered, aligned? And start receiving clearer messages. Start receiving clear permission slips, rule sets that I have been using for so long. They're so ingrained in me, I think that's who I am. But perhaps there are other possibilities I can bring in from my inner environment into my spine. Receive with clarity as we take another breath in. So all we need to do is be open and to ask, are there better rule sets, permissions that I have allowed myself in order to create this life I have, this person I am? Are there some that I can drop now that don't really serve me? And instead bring in new frequencies that will nourish me better. For some of you, you have great shame. That's a rule set, that's a permission slip, bringing in that shame about whatever it might be that is in disalignment as we take a breath in. And it's not to eliminate shame. Shame is there to help us navigate. So there's spiritual bypassing going on out there about just affirm your positivity, love yourself. Anything that comes in that's negative, dismiss it. It's not your true you. Well, that is right to an extent, but there are also these emotions, if you like, and nudging at the back of our mind that something's not quite aligned to help us to indicate that something's not quite aligned, that something doesn't belong there, and that rendition of who you're playing is not your true authentic self. So this is where shame can come in to help us to identify, to bring in new permission slips so we can be that different person than the one that we have created from old paradigms, old messages, filters, distortions. So as we take a breath in, and noting ourselves in our body, noting ourselves in our spine, noticing the clarity, quietness, the stillness that we can be part of. And let's imagine. Imagination, everything starts with imagination. It is a superpower to be utilized. So Let's just imagine, how would our life look? How would our day look if we release some of those permission slips of non-deserving, of lack, separateness, not enough, and replaced it with permission slips of self-deserving, of being able to shift what you wish to shift when you wish to shift it, of being in abundance. Abundance being provided for whatever you need to do at whatever time you need to do it. So redefining abundance and the permission we've given ourselves with abundance. Many of you have abundance of lack, abundance of misalignment, abundance of incompletion. So let's just change the definition of abundance for us and bring that in as a rule set. As we take another breath in, again noticing the spine receiving right now from this higher order, this clearer place in space and time with our timeless self. What we do here is not so much about what I say, that's to preoccupy the mind. The real work shifts we're doing is at a frequency level, and that's why you experience the shifts so dramatically compared to other modalities. We do it at the precursor. We don't use the mind, we preoccupy the mind while we get to work on shifting at our blueprint level, the precursor, before all of this density was created, before the mind with its thoughts, its programs, its distortions were created. We go back to the origin. So as we take a deep breath in and carry on with bringing in these frequencies, bringing in awareness for you of what rule sets you've been creating. If we don't know there's a problem, it's hard to fix it. So let's bring in that awareness, i.e. awakening. And for those, as mentioned earlier, who like to help people, whether it's through your occupation or your personal life, first we come here. First we come into our body, into the present moment, aligned in our spine, receiving. So as our physical inner environment merges with our non-physical inner environment, remembering that ridge around our sphere, that one-way filter system, where not only can we send out things that we no longer wish to have, it's also from this perspective where we send out from our inner environment these clearer frequencies. And as we expand our inner environment, expand the radius to include those around you're wishing to help, whether it's in a physical form or more advanced, you can do it non-physical, so you can, doesn't really matter what time period or where in the world or universes that thing is, you can reach it. But for now, as we expand our inner non-physical sphere to include whoever we're helping, And that's how we truly help. It's by being centered in our body, hanging out in that central hub of the brain, receiving from our timeless self into our body, our spine, the chakras. And then from here, we expand out. Most people try and help people, but they're so fragmented themselves and shattered from a spirit level. They're so not in the present moment, not in their body. There's a saying, you can't give away something you don't have yourself. It's the same here. You can only give away what you have, what you've done, what you've experienced on this journey yourself, brought in, shifted, incorporated, integrated, live by, become. That's what you can help others with. So as we take another breath in, we get to start curating what type of permission slips we're inviting in and which ones we are releasing. We're taking back control. It's what your timeless self has been waiting for you to step into. That's why there's no guru or spirit or anything else out there that can shift something for you. We have free will. We're a fractal of the whole, which means we contain everything the whole has. We don't need help. Nothing is purer and more powerful than you in alignment with your timeless self. So as we take a breath in, let's go a little bit deeper. Noticing that central hub, your spine, the core of the earth, your timeless self. Taking another breath in. Listening to any of the sounds around you, just noticing where they're coming from. And then where are you in your body? Where are you in your spine? Starting to get acquainted to your spine. Become familiar with it. Make friends with it. Ask about the technologies to communicate with you about it. Any smells in the air, noticing where those smells are, and then where are you in your body, in your spine. Taste in your mouth. How that triggers your whole inner pharmacy to bring you into the most optimal health you can, where you are right now, and what reality, what permission slip you have activated. Permission slips. What's touching your skin right now? Is it the breeze, the fabric, the floor? And noticing you within that skin, within your spine, and opening your eyes, looking at an object, noticing where that object is, and noticing where you are in your body, in your spine, in this inner physical environment. And just extend outwards now, arm's length around you, to that non-physical inner environment, where all the frequencies, programs are that make you up. That give you the reflection you are here. And then the opposite way, that outer environment, outside of the rim where the inner non-physical environment ends, that outer environment. Noticing how that's a consequence of what has been generated in your inner environment. It has no source of it, it's all comes from within you, as a consequence, as a creation within your inner environment. That's where the source is. So this is just spatial referencing using our 5 physical senses. It will bring you back here. It will bring you in your body. It will bring you present. It will bring you in the most alignment you can where you are right now with your timeless self. And by being here, it will show you what programs, distortions to release, so you can even get closer with your timeless self. You can even have more clarity. More technologies will come in, and that's your trajectory. That's all our trajectories. It can be described in one word: more. So let's relax about more. That's a given. And let's observe what comes in, what awareness comes in. And with that, I'll see you all next week from warmer climate in Spain.